So you asked me what's a brilliant summertime recipe that you can make without firing up the oven, full of the good stuff, and is really affordable. So I've got a beautiful meal for you. This is bigging up tin chickpeas, a fantastic source of protein, one of your 5 fruit and veg a day, and a brilliant value product that you can do so much with. So we're gonna do flatbreads with homemade hummus, homemade slaw, feta cheese. This is a brilliant brunch, lunch, snack, and when you make this, you're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. Let's start with the homemade flatbreads. I've got a bag of spinach. I'm gonna take most of it and put it into a liquidizer. Now, you can use a food processor if you want. So the rest of the spinach I will put just over here, and we're gonna make a slaw out of this. We're gonna put in here 100 grams of yogurt. It gives it an amazing flavor. It makes it really fluffy. Have a nice little pinch of salt in there. Steal a little tablespoon of starchy water, and then we'll whiz it up. That's what we're gonna make the flatbread out of. Super simple, and it's gonna look really, really impressive. So literally 30 seconds, you turn it into this vivid green. I'm gonna use self-raising flour, okay? Now, self-raising flour is really helpful because it's got the raising agent in there already. I'm gonna use 200 grams to make a little well in the middle like that. So get all of that in. Now, of course, you don't have to do the spinach, but for me, using vegetables in unexpected ways is really, really interesting. Move it around. You can see the flour thickening it up, kind of turning a bit more doughy. You know, you can really use this in many, many ways, and that's why I love this recipe. Now, feel the dough. If it's a little too wet, then just add a little bit more flour. And what you want to have is a nice elastic dough that's not sticky when you touch it. I get rid of the fork now, give it a little knead just for 2 minutes, and that is the simplest dough ever. So we'll let that rest for a little bit. Now, in our dirty liquidizer, we're gonna make the hummus, right? So don't bother washing it up, that's just gonna waste time. In we go with a tin of chickpeas with about 80% of the liquid. So instead of using tahini, which you can use, of course, a better cheat is a non-sweetened tablespoon of peanut butter. It works really, really well. Tahini is incredible, but a lot more people have peanut butter hanging around the house. I'm gonna use lemon juice. If you've got a little box grater or a little grater like this, use the fine side just to put that lovely zest, use every last bit of flavor. So we're gonna go in with 1.5 lemon juice there. I want it to be fresh and zingy. Often you'll see garlic in a traditional hummus. This isn't traditional. A nice pinch of salt and a little pepper, drizzle of olive oil, and that's gonna be delicious. Have a little taste. Just check the lemon juice, very happy, and the seasoning, I'm very happy. And look at this, silken, gorgeous hummus, often used as a dip. There's so much more you can do with it. It's fantastic with roasted meats, obviously mezze, antipasti, that kind of vibe. If you wanted to, you could swap the chickpeas out for other tinned beans, borlotti beans, cannellini beans, mixed beans. They're all incredibly cheap. Let's get on with the flatbread. Now, what I've got is a large pan on a medium-high heat. This is a low-cook recipe. So thinking about nutrition, thinking about cost, this is under £1 a portion. Take this lovely dough, cut it in half into 4, like that. And then each one of these 4, you can roll into a little ball. Doesn't matter if you do it badly. Flour the board, push it out as much as you can. We're gonna make the best flatbreads. And the crispiness, the softness, the kind of mop-up ability of a homemade flatbread when you knock it out yourself, instead of reheating something else, is different gravy. So roll it out about sort of 4 millimeters, hot pan, that should cook in like 2 minutes, super quick. So what I love about this recipe is you turn the humble tin of chickpeas into something exciting. You turn a bag of spinach into something completely unexpected. So this is the only cooking that we're doing. It's fast, it's furious, it's fun, and we don't need the oven on. If you wanted to do this, by the way, on a barbecue, brilliant. You have a little stack of flatbreads and just do them to order as you're serving your guests. They'll love it. So there you go, flatbread's done. Easy, right? So let's now do a beautiful homemade slaw. So carrots, apples, tiny handful of spinach. So you could use a box grater, but if you want to kind of make it feel texturally more delicious, just peel and don't stop peeling, right? Then just gather up the carrot in little layers like a pack of cards. We're just going to slice it, and what you get is very elegant strips of carrot. Beautiful. I'm gonna do the spinach next, and you can use kale, you can use white cabbage, red cabbage, so that little bit of spinach, beautiful. And then I'm gonna do the apples last, and we'll stack it up again, and it's taking that everyday apple and just making it a little bit more special. If you put a little lemon juice on the apple, that will stop it browning. So squeeze on the other half, that last half of lemon juice. And you could, of course, use lime juice, grapefruit juice, any citrus. A nice little pinch of salt, a little drizzle of olive oil. Dress this slaw. So let's put it together. I've got a lovely flatbread here, vivid green. I've got the homemade hummus here. If you like the stuff that's done for you already, this is gonna blow your mind. I like to make a little well in the middle, and then I hit it up with some of that amazing slaw, just like that. Beautiful. But feta cheese just crumbled on the top. Look at the colors. You know this is good for you, and it is good for you. And then I'll take a little bit of that lemon zest. Remember the lemon zest that might have gone in the bin, right? We took that off, and just having a little sort of sprinkle of that, I think is really, really nice. Just a little bit of olive oil, and optional, but a little bit of chili sauce for me makes my day. Is gonna make me very, very happy. Healthy, affordable, fun to make, and bigging up chickpeas. So that's a recipe just like you asked for. Tear it up, mop up the juices. It's so tasty. That hummus is so silky and delicious, and although it's not authentic, it is really, really good. If you've got a challenge or a question for me, simply put it in the comments box below, and check out TescoRealFood.com for more inspiration and tips.